We have been learning about exponents in many different ways. We've been learning about powers and exponents. We've been learning about the laws of exponents. And today we're going to learn about when an exponent is zero and also when an exponent is negative. So we should be on page 44 in the book. All right. So I would like you guys to read this with me after 2, 1, 2. Any number to a negative power is the multiplicative inverse of that power. So that multiplicative inverse vocabulary word that we've heard a lot this year, it's back on our wall, so we know that we know it, all right? So we're going to use that previous knowledge to help us understand this concept, all right? So if I have a negative power, it's something about flipping it, something about a switch or reciprocal. So let's get into this. I've got, if you look at example 1 in your book, it is 6 to the negative third power. All right? Now, we haven't really seen this before. When you have 6 to the negative power, what you can do is you flip the base and the exponent and put it in the denominator. You make the multiplicative inverse. All right? So remember that this would kind of be like 6 to the negative third over 1, right? And so the flipped version of that would be 1 over 6 to the third. And then what we're able to do is take away that negative sign. Okay? So 6 to the negative third, we can flip it, put it in the denominator, take away the negative sign, and that's how we can rewrite a negative exponent in a positive way. Okay? Let's see how well we're grasping this concept. Here's another example. Tell your neighbor what you think that would be if we wanted to try and rewrite it using a positive exponent. I don't want negative exponents. How can I rewrite it using a positive exponent? Okay, who wants to take a guess? Devin, what is your guess? Devin says 1 over 4 to the fourth power. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Do we agree or disagree? Thumb sideways if you don't know. Shirok. Okay. All right. It is correct. All right. We flipped the 4 to the negative fourth, put it in the denominator. We found the multiplicative inverse, and then we changed the sign from a negative to a positive. Very good job. Okay. Now, let's take a look at example 2. Similar concept. Someone tell me what's the difference between the first example we did and this one. A to the negative fifth power. What's the difference? Bree. Very good. The first one we were working with an integer, and now we're working with a variable. Do you think the rule changes? It doesn't. You do the same thing. So I'm going to take this a to the negative fifth. If it helps to remember to write it kind of like that as a fraction, I'm going to flip it or find the reciprocal, and I'm going to put 1 up here, put a to the fifth down here because I can get rid of that negative sign. And that's how I rewrite a negative exponent using positive exponents. Okay? Let's do one more example. C to the negative seventh. Tell your neighbor what you think this would be after you rewrite it using a positive exponent. All right, who's got it? Raven, what do you think? Not sure? Macy, what do you think? Very good, Macy. 1 over c to the 7th power. So we put the c to the 7th in the base, made that exponent positive, and we have our answer. Okay. Remember the idea of multiplicative inverse from before, and that's going to help you solve these problems. I want you to try the got it's in the middle of the page, A, B, C, and D. You're going to have one of those examples that's going to have a base raised to the power of 0. You may have to read at the top of the page to see what you need to do with that one. Get busy.